me talk about the Democrats, and we'll put up some of the recent polling numbers on the screen. First, you look at the national poll numbers with Senator Clinton still with a sizable advantage there. And now look at this California Democratic poll. Of course, California, one of the states in Super Tuesday, a significant margin there for Senator Clinton over Obama. And perhaps it explains some of what we've been seeing from Senator Obama on the campaign trail, really going after Senator Clinton. This is how the New York Times reported it on Friday. Senator Barack Obama has moved in recent weeks to sharpen his tone noticeably as he fights for the Democratic presidential nomination, increasingly drawing sharp contrasts with his rivals and seeking to turn criticism of his foreign policy credentials into a fresh argument for change. The recalibration of the campaign is a marked departure from a laid-back tone Mr. Obama often had taken in the first 6 months of his candidacy. It comes as he is working to persuade voters of his judgment and erase perceptions among party leaders that Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton is establishing herself as the frontrunner after a series of debates and what some Democrats have viewed as slip-ups by Mr. Obama. Matt Cooper, does he have to turn it on here?
I think he does. You know, my wife works for Hillary Clinton, so in the spirit of full disclosure, you know, look, I think Obama's made this argument that she doesn't really represent change and that he does. I think that might be compelling to a sliver of the Democratic Party, but I think Hillary Clinton is so different from George Bush. It's hard to make the argument that a Clinton presidency would be a continuation of the Bush presidency. So I think this argument he's gotten into is just not one that he's going to win.
But there's no question, David, that he does have to turn it on. You look at the rolling averages of polls in these early states. Hillary Clinton's now leading in Iowa, now leading in New Hampshire. If she isn't stopped in one or both of those places by Barack Obama or John Edwards or both of them, she's not going to be stopped for this nomination.
And in fact, she's a real frontrunner, and this is what you have when you have a frontrunner. They lead everywhere. I think Obama has to make this argument. I think the Democratic, the structure of the Democratic race is coming together in a way that the Republican race isn't. Basically, you have an argument about what kind of change and how much change. Obama is basically arguing that he can bring more fundamental change to Washington on a variety of different levels than Hillary Clinton. It's not so much an ideological argument because he's talking about unifying the country after the Bush years. She's arguing that she brings the perfect blend of change and experience, that she has the experience to deliver the change that others talk about. And then you have John Edwards, who's still out there, especially in Iowa, making kind of an edgier ideological argument, saying, I'm going to have the big, bold, liberal ideas, in some ways reminiscent of Dick Gephardt's indictment against Bill Clinton in the late 1990s. So those different kind of dimensions. Right now, I think the problem that Edwards and Obama has, Matt suggests, is that Hillary Clinton is more competitive with them on change than they are with her on experience. She dominates them in all of these polls about who do you trust in a crisis, who's the strongest leader, who is the best experience to be president. And I think as long as that dynamic is in place, I remember what one of Obama's advisors said to me, strength is a leading indicator of success in presidential politics. They have to challenge her on that ground or else it's going to be very difficult.
And yet, Cato Byrne, is he succeeding in some of these frontal attacks on her?
I don't think so. I think his message about unifying the country is not a message for the Democratic primary base. It seems to me that Hillary Clinton better knows that population when she's running anti-Bush ads, which is what she's been doing lately. Now, of course, she's not running against George Bush. In fact, come 2008, I don't think she'll even be running against a Bush Republican. But she knows what unifies the base, and I don't think it's a call for unifying the country.
You know, I think the real wild card in this race is going to be Fred Thompson, as Kate was talking about earlier, when he gets in. The way that he has tried to make up lately some of the lost ground, saying that he's going to talk straight on entitlements, that sort of thing. What is he going to say that's going to appeal to the Republican base, but also not hurt him badly in a general election?
All right, we're going to leave it there. Thanks to you all.